It's all good. I'm here to talk about God, boss. Okay.
Sure.
And it sounds like it's loud out there, so let's move to a different room. All right. So, yeah, let's just agree on what God is, and then once we agree on what God is, I'll give you reasons to believe this being exists. Does that work?
I suppose. Are you going to do that whole thing where you have no evidence, you just do a deduction?
No, I'm gonna have evidence for sure.
Okay.
So yeah, no problem. So I'll take God to be a necessary being, which is the creator of the universe, which is all knowing and all powerful. I believe that kind of being exists.
I believe that a God-defeating penguin necessarily exists.
Oh, okay, nice. We can talk about your objection or my defense first. Which one would you like?
There's nothing to talk about because necessarily God can't exist. The penguin makes it be like that.
Okay, perfect. Let's talk about that view. So, when you say necessarily, what's going to be the modal flavor there?
Vanilla.
And don't dodge that question.
It's a very vanilla take.
No, you're trolling.
All
you're not equipped for this
all
conversation.
necessary claims are very vanilla.
Stop
flavor.
being performative.
Vanilla
Engage.
vanilla as in basic. Vanilla
You notice,
as in
like, I'm not a guest.
vanilla
You
as
can,
in
like,
it's
beat
an
on.
idiotic cop out. Yes,
Look,
actually.
you notice I'm not a guest you can beat on, so you troll.
Yeah, that was easy. So vanilla as
muted
in
me.
vanilla as yeah, I'm trying to speak and you won't let me. Vanilla as in basic as in requires absolutely no intellectual effort. That's what necessary claims are like. So there we go.
Okay, here's my response, right? So here's why you're losing already. So no, necessary claims don't talk about
No. You don't understand.
I don't get to speak?
I can't be wrong because I presuppose that I'm right, and necessarily I declare that I'm right. So if you're going to do an internal critique, you have to adopt my worldview. And my view is that it's not possible for me to be wrong because I presuppose that I'm right and the God-defeating penguin necessarily exists.
Okay, I'll have a defeater today. Here's my defeater. Just please let me get a sentence out. So when you make a claim you're necessarily right, I think that's going to be faulty for this counter argument, which is that we can construct a model where there's a possible world where you exist and you're always wrong. And here's the argument for that.
No, I presuppose that's not possible.
What are you doing?
Because it's a non sequitur. You're going to waste your time and my time and everybody else's time. I presuppose that all of your claims aren't possible.
Peterson, I have a defeater if you want to
hear you can't have a defeater. I presuppose that I can't be wrong.
That's begging the question. What are you doing?
No.
So let me give it you want to say internally you're consistent, but I'm making a claim that even internally
necessarily I'm correct.
Okay, I have a defeater to that. So
no, you can't. It's necessary.
Are you okay?
Do you agree that all things are either necessary or contingent?
I deny the option space there. No.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, do you have an argument for the binary option space burger?
Now you're the option space burger?
Yes, you made a claim that you're either contingent or necessary. I denied the binary option space. Do you have an argument for that?
No.
Perfect. So you can't make the claim not committed to one of the two options. Now here's the defeater. We can take the postulate P, Planet Peterson, the burger exists. Postulate Q, he's always wrong, and at least one evaluation is. Oh, he muted me. But you know, on my end of the recording, they can always hear me. So you muting me is not going to help you. You're getting posted.
I don't
care.
A
burger. No, you're a burger. Like, you should uninstall the app.
What's your argument for that I'm a burger?
Okay, it's analytically true. Try again.
Analytically, okay,
you can't keep up with me.
Okay, you're a dog fucker.
Different.
Analytically, you're a dog fucker.
Okay, what's the argument for analyticity?
All people that go by Kylo are dog fuckers. You go by Kylo, therefore you are a dog fucker.
What's the contradiction with being Kylo and not a dog? What's the contradiction?
What's up, dog?
What's the P and not P?
What's up, dog?
What's the contradiction with me not being a dog fucker?
If there's no, that's not how this conversation is going. What are you talking about?
You have to give a supplementary argument for that claim, Planet Peterson.
Bro, stop trolling.
You're not ready.
I thought you were up here to.
You're not ready.
I thought you were up here to engage in good faith, but you're just saying it's analytically true that you're a hamburger.
Who's trolling now? You're embarrassing. You notice you couldn't outtroll me. Now you're looking bad on your own platform. So I was giving you an argument for God.
So all theists are trolls?
I was giving you an argument for God, and then you started talking.
No, you weren't.
Vanilla flavors. Yes, I was.
No, you brought up vanilla. Okay, you can come back, but you won't let me speak. So you can come back, re-request. But that's not what happened. Now I have to remember what you said. Oh, you're the one that brought up vanilla. Okay, so just to be clear, you're the one that brought that up, not me. Now, you also said I'm out trolling you. So you don't believe in God, you just came up here to troll. So that's what we're talking about next.
Okay, perfect. So on the recording, I inquired on the modal flavor. I didn't. They're back muting me. They're mod abusing me.
Are you here to actually present evidence that God exists?
Yes, deductive arguments are evidence because
no, I asked you, do you have something other than a deduction? And you said no, I have evidence.
No, you said, do you have evidence, not just a deduction? And I said, yes. You're not tracking.
No. Yeah,
You're not tracking.
that is what I said. And you said, no, I definitely have evidence. A deduction isn't evidence, dog fucker.
Yes, it is. Evidence is any.
Okay, all people named Kylo are dog fuckers. Your name is Kylo, therefore you are a dog fucker. Did I just deductively prove my claim?
Evidence is information which raises
okay,
the problem.
Dog fucker, when you're ready to address that I analytically proved you're a dog fucker, you can re-request. Poor dog. No, yeah, I know. That dog can do so much better. Point out the P and not P of the you're a dog fucker syllogism.
Okay, I got you. So here's the P and not P. The P is, it is the case.
Okay, you're a dog fucker. There we go.
I'm here to run an argument for God, if you're willing to hear it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm an undergraduate and getting my philosophy degree. And I've read the Fine-Tuning Account by Robin Collins. I'm just going to lay out the argument, and then we'll see from there if you have any critiques to the argument as levied.
Sure. Don't start saying it yet, because I'm going to try to type it out, just in case there's too much to memorize. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, so premise one, we just start with the Bayesian likelihood principle. We use a restricted version because we don't want ad hoc theories. Basically, it just says that, just absent the formalisms, given H1 confirmed, a piece of evidence E confirms hypothesis H over H2 if the probability of H1, given the evidence in your background knowledge, is greater than the probability of the evidence given H2 in your background knowledge.
This is Bayesian reasoning. Yep.
Yeah, and then premise two is just simply
that was premise one.
Yeah, just the Bayesian likelihood principle. Premise two is just that fine-tuning is more expected given theism in your background knowledge as opposed to naturalism in your background knowledge. So yeah.
Okay.
And then from there, it just fine-tuning just confirms theism over naturalism. So you get an update.
Okay, so this entire thing is going to boil down to premise two, which is a claim that is absolutely not in evidence, and I don't think there's any good reason to suspect it's true or anything you could support. But the other thing I want to say is, buddy, in premise one, you said we don't want to give post hoc reasoning. Mm-hmm. I don't know what makes you think claiming fine tuning is most likely under an eternal mind could possibly be anything other than post hoc, because it affords absolutely no predictions or it's not a model at all.
Yeah, I can explain why it's not post hoc. So post hoc theory, presumably you want to say, is where you kind of build in the evidence into your hypothesis insofar as it's just going to like kind of the expectation and make your theory unfalsifiable. But the thing here is just that it's not post hoc, because I think the way we're drawing out the prediction, it seems like a plausible entailment. Like the fact internal to the theory that draws out the prediction is a plausible entailment from other facts internal to the theory, right? So internal to theism, we have, and we're just using the minimal theistic hypothesis, we have the claim that there's a extremely powerful and causally active disembodied rational mind that created the universe, with an added stipulation that he wants to bring about value, right? The part about him wanting to bring about value in the world seems to be a plausible entailment from the idea that he's rational, because we tend to see rational minds be axiologically motivated, or at least act on the basis of what they perceive to be moral reasons. So then it seems like we can just do the axiological induction and say that the value guidedness is a plausible entailment, right? Now, insofar as premise two,
we have to pause here. I said this is post hoc. You said it's not. Everything you just said is post hoc. You have not given me a model. You said that the type of theism you're talking about brings value. Insofar, or in what way does it bring value? You literally just said plausible entailment. That's obviously post hoc. And then you said axiological induction. That's not a model either. That's just a presupposition, but it's a post hoc constructed presupposition.
Yeah, so the reason why it's not a presupposition is because in analogical induction, typically the way it works is you want to say that there's these things that have some properties, series of properties, and then you see this other thing that shares those properties, and then there's another property that's shared with those other things, so then it's likely to assume that this thing is going to have those properties as well. Now,
we see God having these properties?
No, we see rational minds have a property of wanting to bring about value. We're not saying that God has a property. We see rational minds typically want to bring about value in the world.
This is not a model. These are just claims.
Analogical induction, right? Do you not know how analogical induction works, sir?
No.
Yeah, I can tell. So, look, the analogical induction.
I don't know the esoteric language like
Yeah,
you
I can
do,
tell.
but I know how to think,
Yeah, I can
unlike
tell.
you do.
So, obviously, the analogical induction is going to be reasoning to the idea that God will want to bring about value into the world, right? We're reasoning to this property being added into the hypothesis using the fact that we see most rational minds that we observe want to bring about value. So then it's reasonable, right? We have the feasible reason
No,
to
you
affirm
don't.
the proposition. Yeah, we do.
No,
right?
you
This is-
don't.
I have evidence of this.
All
You don't think
minds
that
are
majority
connected to
minds-
bodies. Where's God's body?
What?
All minds are
He
connected
doesn't
to
have-
bodies. Where is God's body?
He doesn't have a body.
Okay, so then these are unlike minds. So this is called a category error.
Not a category.
It's
error,
actually
because-
it's actually just hocus pocus
It's not a
nonsense
category error.
because you're just saying there's a thing
And now
called
he's not
God.
abusing.
There's a
Now
thing
he's not
called
abusing.
there's a thing called God, and it's a magical eternal mind. Really? What the hell's a magical eternal mind? I have no idea, but I have the ability to think, and I'm going to anthropomorphize God, even though God is none of these
abusing, by the
things.
way.
Your
This is
argument
terrible.
your argument
don't
is
live there.
abracadabra.
You don't live there.
You're using what's called holistic language, which means you're just making
so-
things up.
So you don't look good.
Oh, you don't know what holistic language is? Yeah, I can tell you're not an expert
I'm not
in
making
the
things
meaning
up.
of random
It's just
words.
because obviously it's the case that I can give you a coherent definition of what a disembodied mind is. It's just going to be where
No, you
there's
can't.
mental state absent of the physical. That's literally what it is.
That's not coherent. Provide one example.
Wait,
of
you
that.
don't think that's coherent? Well,
Of course
when you
not.
say not
Provide
coherent, what
one.
are you saying there?
Provide one example.
Wait, I have a clarity question. When you say it's not coherent, what are you saying there, sir?
I'm going to make you prove it. Provide
Answer the
one
question.
example.
Don't dodge. When you say it's coherent, what are you saying there?
I said it's
a clarity
incoherent.
question.
Way to track, Tubby.
Yeah.
So provide one
When you say it's
example.
incoherent, what are you saying there?
Provide one example.
He's dodging the question. This is terrible because he just made a claim that he's not going to be able to defend. So to be clear,
I'm
you said
going
that
to
a
make
disembodied
you
mind is an
admit
incoherent
it.
concept.
Yes,
So
it's
answer the question.
incoherent
What
because
does it
we
mean to be
only
incoherent?
know of physical things
He's
that
not
have
even defining
minds. I just did.
terrible.
Okay, provide one
What are the
example.
necessary and sufficient conditions to be incoherent?
Provide one example.
He's not abusing.
When you're ready to tell me one example, you can come back. I answered your question. What do you mean by incoherent? Asked and answered. So, okay, it's requesting. So now you're going to give me an example.
Yeah, so you didn't answer what it means to be incoherent, but that's fine. I'll just give you a basic.
Okay, let me know when you're ready to give me an example of what was it? Oh, the kind of mind you were talking about. Oh, he's ready.
Yeah, so I'm not obligated to give you an example if there's a sound
Okay,
argument in
goodbye.
favor of the proposition.
He ran away from the debate. We were having a conversation about disembodied minds, and he said he's under no obligation to provide an example. That's actually crazy. He forfeits the debate. I take your concession. I'm gonna wait around. I'm gonna wait to see if it comes back, but nope, it conceded the debate. It knows that it cannot give any. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, so to be
You want to talk about the World Cup because you forfeited the debate?
no one forfeited because
Yeah,
I'm
you
not.
did.
Are you familiar with
Do you want to talk about the World Cup, or what do you want to talk about?
Why is he mod abusing?
What do you want to
Why
talk
are you
about?
mod abusing?
I'm
You know
not
what, actually-
obligated to answer that question. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, it's fine. So look, I'll actually play your game. So do you agree that if it's the case that I have an
No,
argument?
provide
that-
one example of a disembodied mind.
Yeah, I think all minds are immaterial.
Things with bodies have minds, is what I said earlier. Provide one example counter to that.
You asked for a disembodied mind. If a mind is immaterial, it's necessarily disembodied, sir.
Provide
just
one
said all
example.
minds.
Okay, provide an example of that.
Yeah, all minds, sir.
Provide an example of that.
Yeah, my mind and your mind, sir.
Okay, give a reason for me to think that because I disagree.
Yeah, because substance dualism is the most ideologically parsimonious view. We have the feasible reasons in adopting it. But that's besides the point. The point here is just that you made the claim that it is the case that disembodied mind is a type of concept which is incoherent. I can obviously, prove this to be false. What it means to be incoherent is just, and this is the standard understanding, is just that it entails.
So just to be clear, you're going to make up words that have no
No one's
real
making up
meaning,
words. This is
and it's
terrible.
going to be
I'm telling-
consistent according to your argument.
This is terrible.
Just so you know.
So
Or
what
ju-
it means,
Sorry, just so you know, that's what's going to happen.
he's mod abusing because he can't keep up. This is terrible. You sense the difference in IQ, and you're getting dominated. So look, to be
Right, the
it
one
is
getting
the case.
right. I wrote down your argument, and I was able to point
What it
out that
means
you're
to be-
begging that it's not begging the
doesn't wanna
question, but it's completely post hoc, and you tried to make all
He
these
doesn't wanna
fancy arguments for how it's not with your
He doesn't wanna get to the
vocabulary.
substance.
So,
So
anyways,
to be
go
clear, what
on.
it means to be incoherent, at least in the standard account, is just that there's a violation of the axioms of the logic that you're taking, or it's a type of concept which is
Oh,
inconceivable.
it's axiological. So you're going to make up a bunch of words that
No,
don't mean
I said-
anything. They just affirm the
No, I
argument.
said-
Thank you.
It means
I don't
to be
care. I
incoherent
take your
is that there's a
concession.
violation in
No, we're done with that topic. So anyways, What kind of universe
What are you doing?
what would you expect the universe to look like if God didn't exist? We're going to go back to the fine-tuning thing.
What would I expect the universe to look like if God didn't exist?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's no clear prediction to be generated if
Why is
no
that?
God exists. Yeah, because under naturalism, we have reason to assume principle of indifference over the constant space. So at least in regards to the physical constraints of the universe, we have reason to treat them all as equally likely. So there's no clear prediction if God doesn't exist on how the universe would look like.
So are you telling me you can't predict what a universe without God would look like, or it wouldn't look any different?
Yeah, there's no clear prediction, sir.
And
Because of the principle
why is
in
that?
Bayesian epistemology called indifference. I've already explained it.
Explain it better.
Yeah, so the principle of indifference just wants to say that absent of any prima facie reason to unequally distribute the probabilities, you treat all the probabilities equally likely. Under naturalism, there's nothing internal to the theory that says that the universe should look a certain way, right? So presumably we can treat all possible universes under naturalism as equally likely. So there's no clear prediction.
Okay, oh, hold on, my alarm's going off.
This is terrible.
What?
Yeah, I said you look terrible right now. This is not good.
That's
because
interesting.
you don't-
Can a natural
You sense
universe
the
have
difference
finely
in
tuned constants or not?
Is it logically possible? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have no reason to prefer God then.
No, you do, because
Can a God produce a universe where the constants fluctuate?
why are you wait, you
Can the
just made a
universe
claim.
Can
You
the
just made a
universe
claim. To be
Okay.
clear, you just made a claim that I'm not willing to
Just-
sign off.
just
So
for
it's
the
not
for the
my-
record, you're just going to answer questions or I'm
address-
going to kick you out because it's not even funny
Stop doing
anymore.
this.
So anyways.
This is terrible. You're mod abusing. You just made a claim I'm not willing to sign off on, to be clear. And we're going to address that claim before we move on.
No, we're not.
Moving into that
What
last-
an idiot. Oh, that's not going
Proceed.
to happen. Can the universe could nature or whatever create a universe where the constants constantly fluctuate?
Yeah, it's logically possible, yeah.
How?
Because there's no contradiction, sir.
So
That's what it means
I'm
to be
asking you,
possible.
sure. So explain how it would be possible then.
Yeah, because we can plug the postulates into a truth table and see that the postulates are internally consistent and there's no violation in the axioms that you want to take. So yes, sir, it can
that
happen.
nature can. So I'm going to say axiologically, nature cannot violate nature's own laws.
Okay.
So it's not
But what if that
possible.
happened? No, it is possible because
How?
Yeah, because there's no
Keep in mind that
If you're
through
making the claim-
through plausible entailment and axiological induction, I actually just demonstrated that it's not possible.
Wait, that's not true because
Okay,
you're making
goodbye.
a claim that